Imagine a place where sunlight dares not tread, where the pressure is 1,000 times greater than at sea level, where the unknown outweighs the known, the Mariana Trench. What lies beneath these crushing depths? Is it a graveyard of sunken ships, a haven for bizarre, alien-like creatures, or perhaps the key to understanding life itself? The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of our planet's oceans, stretches over 1,500 miles in the Western Pacific. Its most profound point, the Challenger Deep, plunges nearly 36,000 feet. That's deeper than Mount Everest is tall. To put that into perspective, if you inverted Mount Everest and placed it at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be more than a mile underwater. But why does this trench exist, and what forces shaped such an extreme abyss? Our fascination with this abyss began in earnest in 1960, when Jacques Piccard and Walsh descended in the bathyscaphe Trieste, a vessel built to withstand the immense pressure. What did they find in those brief 20 minutes at the bottom? Their accounts sparked a wave of scientific curiosity that continues to this day. As Piccard himself described, it was like landing on another planet. What were their immediate impressions, and how did their experience influence subsequent exploration efforts? Today, advanced submersibles and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, allow us to explore the trench in unprecedented detail. But what have these modern explorations revealed about the creatures and geology of this extreme environment? How does our increased technological capability shape the scope and depth of our understanding? The Mariana Trench is defined by its extreme conditions. The pressure at the Challenger Deep is over 1,000 times the standard atmospheric pressure at sea level, equivalent to the weight of 50 jumbo jets pressing down on you. According to a study published in Nature, such pressures would instantly crush most marine life. So, how do any creatures survive here? What unique physiological adaptations allow organisms to not only endure, but thrive under such crushing force? Sunlight doesn't penetrate to these depths, so photosynthesis is impossible. Instead, life here relies on chemosynthesis, a process where microbes derive energy from chemicals like methane and sulfur spewed from hydrothermal vents. These vents, as reported by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, are not only sources of energy, but also support unique ecosystems. How do these hydrothermal vents function, and what role do they play in the larger oceanic ecosystem? The conditions in the Mariana Trench require extremophiles that are adapted to extreme pressure. One example is the Piezophiles bacteria that only thrive at the bottom of the trench, as stated in Science Daily. Without the extreme pressure, the bacteria would die. Now that's specialization. What other unique microbial life forms exist in the trench, and what can they teach us about the origins of life on Earth? The first inhabitants you might encounter are amphipods, tiny, scavenging crustaceans. These creatures are incredibly resilient, able to withstand pressures that would obliterate most other life forms. A recent study in the Journal of Marine Biology found that these amphipods have developed unique biochemical adaptations to survive in this extreme environment. What specific biochemical pathways enable these amphipods to function under such intense pressure, and how do they differ from those of shallow water crustaceans? Perhaps the most charismatic resident of the Mariana Trench is the Mariana snailfish, Pseudolaparis swirei. This small, gelatinous fish thrives at depths of up to 8,000 meters. Its translucent body and lack of scales are adaptations to the extreme pressure. According to research published in the journal Zootaxa, the Mariana snailfish is the deepest living fish known to science. What are the unique physiological characteristics of the Mariana snailfish that allow it to survive at such depths, and how does it maintain its buoyancy? Other species have been recorded to occupy the Mariana Trench, such as the Dumbo octopus, which are known for their playful behavior and unique appearance. They don't have a skeleton, which helps them withstand the pressure. As mentioned in the National Wildlife Federation, they use the small hairs on the suction cups of their tentacles to feel around for food. How do the Dumbo octopus sensory and locomotive capabilities compare to other octopus species, and what advantages do they offer in the trench environment? The cutthroat eel is a common species in the Mariana Trench. These eels are known for the gill slits, which look like a cut on their throat, giving them their name. The adults can grow up to 3 feet long and feed on other bottom-dwelling creatures. The Monterey Bay Aquarium calls them the masters of the deep. What feeding strategies and adaptations does the cutthroat eel employ to thrive in the dark, is one of the resource-scarce environment of the trench. But the trench is also home to a host of other bizarre and fascinating creatures. Giant isopods scavenging on the seafloor, grenadier fish with their long, tapering bodies, and various species of bioluminescent bacteria, creating an eerie underwater light show. What roles do these organisms play in the trench's food web, and how do they interact with each other? What other secrets does this deep-sea frontier hold? What undiscovered species might be lurking in the unexplored corners of the trench? The Mariana Trench isn't just a biological hotspot, it's also a geological marvel. It was formed by the process of subduction, where the Pacific Plate dives beneath the Mariana Plate. This collision creates the deep trench and also fuels volcanic activity in the region. According to the USGS, the trench is part of the Ring of Fire, an area of intense seismic and volcanic activity. How does the process of subduction create such extreme depths? And what is the relationship between the Mariana Trench and the surrounding volcanic activity? The rocks and sediments found in the trench provide valuable clues about Earth's history. Scientists have discovered evidence of ancient marine life and unique mineral formations. These samples, as analyzed by researchers at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, offer insights into the planet's past climate and geological processes. What specific geological data can be gleaned from trench sediments, and how does it help us reconstruct Earth's past environmental conditions? Hydrothermal vents in the Mariana Trench release a variety of minerals, including gold, silver, and other rare earth elements. While mining these resources is technically possible, the environmental consequences are a major concern. Is the potential economic gain worth the risk to this unique ecosystem? What are the potential ecological consequences of deep-sea mining in the Mariana Trench, and how can we balance resource extraction with environmental protection? Despite its remoteness, the Mariana Trench is not immune to human impact. Studies have revealed the presence of plastic waste and pollutants in the deepest parts of the trench. A report by National Geographic highlighted the devastating effects of plastic pollution on marine life, even in the most isolated environments. How has human waste found its way to the deepest point on Earth? The trench is not just a remote abyss, it's a vital part of our planet's ecosystem and a symbol of the resilience of life. What will we do to protect it? What individual and collective actions can contribute to the preservation of the Mariana Trench? Learn more, get involved, and spread the word. The fate of the Mariana Trench depends on us. How can we engage the public and policymakers to prioritize the conservation of this extraordinary environment? The exploration of the Mariana Trench has evolved dramatically since Piccard and Walsh's pioneering dive. Early expeditions were fraught with technological limitations, providing only brief glimpses into the abyss. Modern submersibles, equipped with advanced sonar, imaging systems, and robotic arms, allow for extended surveys and sample collection. These advancements have revolutionized our understanding of the trench's geology, biology, and chemistry. But what are the remaining technological barriers to fully exploring the trench, and what innovations are needed to overcome them? Future missions may involve autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, capable of mapping the trench in unprecedented detail and deploying sensors to monitor environmental conditions over extended periods. The development of new materials and engineering designs is crucial for building submersibles that can withstand the immense pressure and operate reliably at such depths. Furthermore, advancements in data analysis and visualization are essential for interpreting the vast amounts of information collected during these expeditions. How will these technological advancements shape the future of Mariana Trench exploration, and what new discoveries might they enable? The unique organisms that inhabit the Mariana Trench have evolved remarkable adaptations to survive in this extreme environment. Piezophiles, or pressure-loving microbes, thrive under conditions that would be lethal to most other life forms. These microorganisms possess specialized enzymes and cell membranes that maintain their functionality under immense pressure. Some species even require high pressure to grow and reproduce. The study of Piezophiles has profound implications for our understanding of the limits of life and the potential for life on other planets with extreme environments. What are the specific genetic and biochemical mechanisms that enable Piezophiles to tolerate high pressure? And how can these mechanisms be harnessed for biotechnological applications? The Mariana snailfish, with its gelatinous body and lack of scales, represents another remarkable adaptation to the trench environment. Its bones are soft and flexible, and its tissues contain concentrations of osmolytes, which help to balance the osmotic pressure between its cells and the surrounding seawater. This fish also possesses a unique suite of enzymes that function optimally at high pressure and low temperatures. How does the Mariana snailfish's physiology compare to that of other deep-sea fish, and what evolutionary pressures led to its unique adaptations? The amphipods that scavenge on the seafloor of the Mariana Trench have developed specialized feeding appendages and digestive systems to process the limited food resources available. These crustaceans are also highly efficient at extracting energy from organic matter, allowing them to survive in a nutrient-poor environment. What are the specific adaptations that enable amphipods to thrive in the trench's food web, and how do they contribute to the recycling of organic matter? The interactions between these different organisms create a complex and interconnected food web. Microbes form the base of the food web, converting chemical energy from hydrothermal vents into organic matter. Amphipods and other scavengers feed on this organic matter, while larger predators, such as the cutthroat eel, prey on the scavengers. Bioluminescent bacteria play a crucial role in attracting prey and facilitating communication in the dark depths of the trench. How do the different trophic levels interact within the trench ecosystem, and what factors regulate the flow of energy and nutrients? The geological processes that created the Mariana Trench have also shaped the surrounding environment. The subduction zone that formed the trench is responsible for the formation of the Mariana Islands, a chain of volcanic islands that arc along the western edge of the trench. These islands are home to unique ecosystems and provide important habitats for seabirds and marine mammals. The volcanic activity associated with the subduction zone also releases heat and chemicals into the surrounding ocean, influencing the distribution of hydrothermal vents and the composition of seawater. How does the geological setting of the Mariana Trench influence the biodiversity and ecological processes of the surrounding region? The sediments that accumulate in the trench provide a valuable record of Earth's past climate and environmental conditions. These sediments contain the remains of marine organisms, as well as dust and volcanic ash that have been transported from distant locations. By analyzing the composition and age of these sediments, scientists can reconstruct past sea surface temperatures, ocean currents, and atmospheric conditions. What specific information can be gleaned from trench sediments, and how does it contribute to our understanding of long-term climate change? The hydrothermal vents in the Mariana Trench release a variety of chemicals, including methane, hydrogen sulfide, and iron. These chemicals provide energy for chemosynthetic microbes, which form the base of the food web in vent ecosystems. The vents also release dissolved metals, which can precipitate out of seawater and form mineral deposits on the seafloor. These mineral deposits may contain valuable resources, such as gold, silver, and copper. How do hydrothermal vents influence the chemical composition of seawater? And what are the potential economic implications of deep-sea mineral deposits? The human impact on the Mariana Trench is a growing concern. Plastic pollution is pervasive throughout the ocean, and even the deepest parts of the trench are not immune. Microplastics, tiny particles of plastic that result from the breakdown of larger plastic items, have been found in the guts of amphipods and other trench organisms. These microplastics can accumulate toxins and transfer them to the organisms that consume them, potentially causing harm to their health. What are the sources of plastic pollution in the Mariana Trench, and what are the potential ecological consequences? Chemical pollutants, such as persistent organic pollutants, POPs, and heavy metals, have also been detected in the Mariana Trench. These pollutants can enter the ocean through a variety of pathways, including industrial discharge, agricultural runoff, and atmospheric deposition. Once in the ocean, they can be transported long distances and accumulate in the tissues of marine organisms. What are the sources and pathways of chemical pollution in the Mariana Trench, and what are the potential health effects on trench organisms? Deep-sea mining is an emerging threat to the Mariana Trench. As land-based resources become depleted, mining companies are increasingly interested in extracting minerals from the ocean floor. The Mariana Trench contains vast deposits of manganese nodules, which are rich in valuable metals such as nickel, copper, and cobalt. However, deep-sea mining can have devastating impacts on the marine environment, including the destruction of habitats, the release of sediment plumes, and the disruption of food webs. What are the potential environmental impacts of deep-sea mining in the Mariana Trench, and how can these impacts be minimized? The conservation of the Mariana Trench requires a multifaceted approach. Reducing plastic pollution is essential to protecting the health of trench ecosystems. This can be achieved through a variety of measures, including reducing plastic consumption, improving waste management practices, and developing biodegradable alternatives to plastic. What are the most effective strategies for reducing plastic pollution in the ocean, and how can these strategies be implemented on a global scale? Regulating deep-sea mining is also crucial to preventing the destruction of habitats and the disruption of food webs. International regulations are needed to ensure that deep-sea mining activities are conducted in a sustainable manner and that the environmental impacts are minimized. What international regulations are needed to protect the Mariana Trench from deep-sea mining, and how can these regulations be enforced? Supporting scientific research is essential to understanding the ecology and geology of the Mariana Trench and to developing effective conservation strategies. Continued exploration and monitoring are needed to track the impacts of human activities and to assess the health of trench ecosystems. What are the most pressing research questions related to the Mariana Trench, and how can scientific research inform conservation efforts? The Mariana Trench is a unique and extraordinary environment that deserves our protection. By reducing plastic pollution, regulating deep-sea mining, and supporting scientific research, we can help ensure that the mysteries of the trench continue to inspire and educate future generations. The fate of the Mariana Trench depends on our actions. What steps can we take to protect this precious environment? And how can we inspire others to join our efforts? The Mariana Trench is not just a remote abyss, it is a vital part of our planet's ecosystem and a symbol of the resilience of life. Let us work together to ensure that this magnificent wilderness endures for generations to come.